There's a wild stat going around. Some people have seen it on social media about you in Pine Valley, buddy. We'll find this one.
Yeah.
Of the wildest golf stats I've ever heard of any place and any person. Is it true that you've made eagle on every hole at Pine Valley but one?
Yeah, it is true. I haven't made one on the 14th hole. I've been there a long time. I've played a lot of golf there in the old days. I actually had a house there. I lived there, so I've played a lot of golf. And I used to hit my irons pretty well, so I was. It is true. We never really talked about it much because Warner Shelley, who was the old gentleman who I met the first time I ever went to Pine Valley, and at that time he must have been 80 years old and came over from Scotland, and he was kind of the old gentleman that was revered. And he had a ringer board, and it was posted, and his ringer board was all the eagles he had made over his life. And so as far as I'm concerned, Warner Shelley still has the old ringer board. But, Brad Faxon put that on that podcast. And I called Fax. I said, Fax, come on. You know better than that. You remember Pine Valley. Warner's got the ringer. I don't have to have that ringer. But it is true. So we got one more to go. I don't think I'll ever get to 14.
Come on. We're pulling for you, buddy. That would be something. You know the crazy thing about Pine Valley, when I think about the holes, like actually probably the most impressive eagle to me is on the par 5 on the back. Is it 15?
Yeah.
Where I think that hole is so hard. You've probably eagled it multiple times. Have you hit the green there in 2?
No, Christ, no. I don't get anywhere near that green in 2. I tell you the interesting thing about Pine Valley, and I think if you ask McDermott or others who've played a lot, even Jay when he was alive, was, the ball moves a lot on the green. And when the ball moves a lot on the green on the slopes, you got an opportunity. And if you play a lot of rounds, one day or another, maybe one will slide in. And the one that to me was the most, I never thought it would happen was on 5. The par, when I hit a 3-wood. They were playing in the member guest with my son. It was 241. I'll never forget it. And I hit a 3-wood, and the hole was in the back right. And Bill Miller used to caddy for me, and he caddied for me for about 20 years or so. He's no longer there. And he said, buddy, that went in. I said, Bill, there's no way that thing went in. I might have said something else, but it was like that. And Trey said, my son, who was obviously a lot younger, said, Dad, that went in. I said, no way that went in. And we got up there and it was in. I couldn't believe it. So the others are just, you make one every once in a while and they go in, but I've been there a long time. So
it's incredible stuff.
I'm going on 45 years here pretty soon.
Wow. We did a feature on the 5th hole in the Golfer's Journal, the 5th at Pine Valley, which we're very story by DJ Pajowski that we love because that's the beast of all par 3s.